Like, did I not just mention the mob is literally right there that wants to burn everything down? So I kind of think it's a clumsy argument, to be honest with you, because we're not electing a human being. Get that out of your mind. The United States presidency is electing a worldview. It's electing an entire infrastructure of a philosophy of ideals, ideas, and how you want the government and the country to go. Donald Trump is merely a representation of civil society. Donald Trump is merely a placeholder for what is moral and what is good. And my goodness, I'll tell you what. I kind of like the fact that he punches back a little bit. I like the fact that he fights. You know, I think that what is not defended ends up decaying. That what is not put forward with truth ends up getting robbed by what is evil and dark. And people say, well, Charlie, I just think that he's had a very checkered and troubled past. I said, well, if I could be as good as you one day, please give me the instruction manual for that.
That's the big deal. People will say always, well, you know, he's got a checkered past. Every single one of you have got a checkered past.
Amen.
We all do. Here's the thing. He's not the guy that he used to be. You know, we're America. We're supposed to be so forgiving and so kind and so prone to give people a second chance. But we turn around and we go after this guy. And here's what I'd like to put out before you. Look how his kids speak and treat and their relationship with each other. Did you know, where were we? We were somewhere not too long ago where the Trump kids, did you know the Trump kids get a call from him every day? No matter where he is in the world, he calls his kids every day. Look how they speak about their dad. And here's the cool thing. That dude's got way more stuff vested in this nation than we do. The guy owns an empire, and he's responsible for tens of thousands of employees, but his biggest treasure is his grandkids. He's got a lot going on. If I had his billions, I would not be president. Right?
Your church would be a little bigger.
Think about it. You would. Why would you be 74 years old and take on that job? And I'll be quiet with this. If you have any doubt about him getting the job done or who or what he stands for, look at who his enemies are.
Yeah. That's exactly right. And so there's a lot of Christians that say, well, I'm not going to, and there's certain publications that have done this, and you know them better than I do, Christian publications, and they say, well, I'm not going to tolerate Donald Trump and all of his shenanigans and all this sort of stuff. I say, man, you must be really okay with 1 million abortions a year to have that kind of snobbish, elitist attitude. And I'm not willing to go in front of my Creator with that kind of cockiness, my friend.
Right on.
I am not willing to face judgment and say, you know, the 1 million abortion a year thing, I decided to stay silent on that because I didn't like a guy's tone. I'm not prepared to make that argument. I'm not. And nor am I saying you should make an excuse. That's not what I'm saying. Instead, what I'm saying is, my goodness, you have a vessel for the first time. You had a president speak at the March for Life in our country. George W. Bush didn't speak at the March for Life.
That's right.
And so then, you know, let's talk about this. And people say, well, Charlie, I love George W. Bush. That's fine. He's a very nice person. He's a Christian and all of that. But you have John Roberts thanks to George W. Bush. John Roberts just ruled that churches are not essential, that salvation is not essential, and the Calvary Chapel in Las Vegas closed, and now you're seeing persecution of Christians across the country, George W. Bush. But guess what? The two justices that Donald Trump put on the court, Gorsuch and Kavanaugh, said clearly and emphatically church is essential and churches should remain open. Hold on a second, Ivory Tower Christians in the Southern Baptist Convention. Since you're better human beings than I am, explain to me very clearly, the Christian George W. Bush put John Roberts on the court, and the 3 times married, twice divorced, once cover of the Playboy magazine person that you think is vulgar and awful, he's defending Christianity more than the person that you say is more fit to be president. So don't give me that nonsense for any second whatsoever. Because I have so clearly right now, boy, my goodness, it is this ivory tower, I'm better than you are, snobbish style of Christianity that my patience is zero, done nothing with it, okay?